wanting to be admired and wanting your company to be desired for in a school's environment is a very common thing. I'm not here to question your morality or talk about, how evil you are for wanting to be important and popular. I understand that many of us could come from a position of being lonely and we feel abandoned and afraid. So hopefully this video can help those people who are quite shunned and feel quite trampled over in their social circumstance. I want to give you suggestions on how you can build your social circle up, find new people, feel a better sense of belonging to your school, stop taking pride in nihilism and taking pride in not participating in activities just because you pride yourself on being lazy and you wear it like a badge that you prefer having comfort rather than putting yourself out there and participating in events and making new friends and having new experiences. This video is inspired by a message I received on Instagram. You guys should message me more on Instagram, by the way. What the hell? I'm so easily accessible, I got 400 subscribers, alright? I have plenty of time to reply to each and every single one of you. So just message me. My Instagram's in the description below. I've been very consistent in the gym for the last 4 to 5 months. I have no friends in the gym, and seeing your video titled, I want to be extroverted, caused me to reach out to you. I'm going to try out what you said to make friends in the gym. I used to be nothing like how I am now. Very talkative, loudest person in class, but it completely switched once I moved schools in the middle of this year. I used to not care what other people think at all. Now I have more social anxiety than I ever have. Appreciate all the value you put into your videos. Thank you. Thank you too, bro. There's so many suggestions I can make, but I think we all know intrinsically how to become more popular. We all know exactly what to do. I think many times our fear blinds us to the many options we have available to us to become more desirable and to become the person you wish to be, essentially. To climb the social hierarchy. You know what to do, but you're afraid, and because of that, most of your choices become unavailable to you. I don't know your situation, but I assume that you were able to be talkative and the loudest person in the room because you had social proof, because you were already accepted by your environment, and because you felt safe there. You could express yourself, you could talk as you wish. Whether you like it or not, you do care about what people think about you. And that's completely okay. It's primal instinct to want to kind of analyze and check how you're doing in the social hierarchy and your social status. Are you rejected by your tribe? Are you about to be killed or backstabbed? It's a very primal instinct, and that's completely fine. But because now you're in a new environment, you're surrounded by new people, you don't know if they will accept you the same way. You feel rejected, you feel unsafe. What you desire is to feel safe again. The first suggestion I want to make is the importance of competence in your context in terms of climbing the social hierarchy and making new friends and increasing your social circle. In a school's context, what is valuable? Of course, first, academics. It might sound like you'll be treated as a nerd. It might sound like, people will reject you because you're good at academics. Maybe they'll be jealous, or maybe they'll shame you for studying hard. You don't want to feel like you're trying to gain attention for being good at something. There are so many things wrong with that. We think people will shame us for trying to be good at something. Those nerds are only shamed because they have only one thing they're good at in life. You're not the same. You're not going to be only focused on your academics. You're going to be good at it, and you're going to be good at many other things. Your character is going to have depth because you're going to focus more on simply improving your academics. Can you imagine a good-looking guy who's fit physically and very strong in his academics and well-spoken and he's athletic and he enjoys watching shows, he enjoys music, and he talks about it, he's freely expressive about his opinions and his feelings? Do you still call that guy a nerd? No. Is that guy annoying? Are you jealous of him? Perhaps, but he's competent. And because he's competent in all the desirable outcomes that is found to be admirable in your context, for example, in a school's environment, being competent in those areas are very valuable. Being good looking means they likely have more influence over gaining the attention of women. Being good academically means they are resourceful and competent and they are capable people. Being athletic and physically fit not only doesn't make them attractive, but typically that is very admirable, especially from a guy's point of view. You want to make friends with him if he's competent in so many areas. Competence is the most overpowered thing you need to make friends. Let's take a school team basketball player, for example. He could be an absolute asshole. He could look like absolute dog shit, but he's physically fit. He could have the personality of a plank and be an absolute fool, but he's competent. And you know that he has social proof since he can work with a team. Sure, he can be an asshole. Sure, he can be very annoying. But typically, competent men are rarely loners. Sure, you can talk about how no one really cares about them, or how they are lonely in their own head, that's why they have to act in certain ways. But you know that people will still talk to them. Sure, it might not be genuine or authentic, but people will approach them even if they are an absolute asshole because they are competent. You know they won't be discarded by society or abandoned by the people in school because they are competent, unfortunately. Boo-hoo. Being good at something applicable to your context is absolutely the most valuable thing in social circumstances. So in summary, for the context of school, what is valuable to people? Academics, athleticism, physical fitness, good looks, perhaps being humorous. Those things will be absolutely amazing. But of course, being a person with absolute competence, you're not a man or a woman who would use that ability to look down on people and be an asshole about it, because you're different. You're a good person and you want to be. Next, you already know you can do this. You know it, alright? You just don't want to because it's terrifying. Participate in events. Participate in everything you can. Everything that's available to you, you want to go for it. And it's worth it, you know it is. You're just running away from it because it's terrifying and you want to take pride in being comfortable. So go for events. If there's a school party, go for it. If there's a school concert, go for it. Go for everything just because, even alone. This man is entering a new environment. He's walking into a new school. And because of that, it makes it much harder, of course, because you have no social proof. So your brain will tell you that you have to be very careful where you step. You have to tread on high alert. You cannot be expressive and you cannot be vocal about your opinions because it's terrifying. And because you're dropped into a new school at a certain time, there is no icebreakers or those mandatory, obligatory groups that come together and you're forced to make friends from there. That makes life much easier. But if you don't have that opportunity, it makes things much harder, but it is still very much doable. It's just a bit more scary. Typically, when you're known to be quite alone and reserved, you will be very, very terrified of just completely changing your personality and being vocal again, being expressive and talkative. That is very terrifying. Therefore, building your competence, you can do it in silence and you can slowly become resourceful and offer your help. And as you prove your resourcefulness, more and more people will see you. You'll stop being invisible if you're a very reserved person. Having your grades improve gives people a reason to talk to you. Becoming more and more physically fit gives people a reason to talk to you. Styling your hair and getting better looking glasses, losing weight will give people reason to approach you. Upgrading your accessories or upgrading how you dress, people are going to approach you for that. And you make friends from there. It's easy conversation. Improving your competence is the best way to climb your social hierarchy. And you can choose who you want to be from there. How do you want to react? How do you want to speak? How do you want to express your thoughts? How do you want to express your feelings? How do you want to handle each situation? From there, it's all up to you. To get the ball rolling, what you need is competence. Full stop. In my opinion, of course. I could be wrong. Let me know. While you work on your competence, you can start having better habits and deliberately chase discomfort. Go the extra step, smile at people, make comments about people's appearance or something they're wearing, or praise them for something. It's very easy to find things that people want to be expressive about. For example, if they are wearing a unique ass keychain on their bag or their pencil case, that is clearly an indication of trying to be expressive, so you can ask about that, or you can start a conversation about, or perhaps they have a tattoo, you can comment about that. I would typically ask, yo, what's the story behind that tattoo? And most of the time, for some reason, the tattoo has absolutely no story to it. But you can probably talk from there. And then you build this momentum. You become more excited to make new comments. You become more excited to talk to new people. And the more people you start conversations with, the more they are going to start conversation with you, because you slowly build your social proof. Mental health is also an incredibly important thing. If you're going to drown in self-pity and resentment, you're naturally going to be reserved and very lonely. If you're going to drown in nihilism and anger towards everything, you're going to be very lonely. Unfortunate. The more get more and the less get less. If you're already drowning in self-pity, you're most likely going to be drowning in even more self-pity as your circumstances get worse and worse around you, because you have so much hatred you can't do anything good for yourself. So you want to take care of your mental health. You want to remain positive. You want to be cheerful and excited for the future. How are you going to do that? There's many ways, and it's very difficult. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that it's something that you can just boop, oh, I'm positive now. It's difficult as fuck, but you can do it. You really can. If you want to, you will find the exact steps how to get there. I'll give you some suggestions. Meditate and journal. If you don't want to do it, fine. If you change the mindset to, alright, I'm sick of being angry and upset, you will find ways to get to where you want to be. Once you are done pitting yourself, you can take walks, you can do stuff that care for yourself, like buying new clothes for yourself, or upgrading your looks, or losing weight, or building a muscular physique, or going out and finding a quiet place to read. Plenty of things you can do, and those will all help your mental health, because in your brain you're subconsciously telling yourself, alright, I'm ready to help myself, and then you will naturally hopefully fall into a better circumstance, which I think you will because you're cool like that. Once there's a change in mindset and you're clear with what you want to be admirable, you want to be respected, you want to have more friends, you want to lose your social anxiety, you want to stop sacrificing every opportunity you get because of fear and the dopamine receptors telling you that you need comfort, or the trauma bonds that building new relationships is absolutely terrifying. Those will all try to stop you, but when you know what you want and you're ready to change, you're already 90% there. Be absolutely sure about what you want to be. Do you want to be popular? What kind of friends do you want to have? Do you want to expand your social circle? Are you tired of choosing to be neglected? If you are, let's move. Let's change. I'll give you 2 months. And if you've already been absolutely set that you want to change and that you want to become this sort of person, in 2 months, you're going to be 600 times closer than you are now to that person. I promise you. I think you will absolutely agree. And I think that you're going to be so proud of yourself. Genuinely. I'm so happy for you that you want to change. Genuinely. To better work.